First of all, how many of you here in this room are middle children? Can I see your hands, please? Middle children. Look around, please. These are the gifted ones. A lot of studies done on this lately. Do you know it's new study because the baby boomers are coming of age, right? And now they've got families to study about how people functioned in large groups. Larger families that we may not see so much today. Does that make sense, right? So the baby boomer families were much bigger, and you had 3 or more, and so you wound up with a middle child. And what the research has said, really kind of interesting, that middle children have had to, or had learned to, follow and lead. Right? You got somebody to follow, and if you had my older brother, you'd be affected. Right? Right? You got, yeah. He tortured me. We were at a party the other day, and my mother, you too, right? Yeah. Well, I had a great experience. We had my mother, 92 years old, at a family party, and her son, her oldest son, my older brother, the prince. Right. Always. And we start talking about things that have happened in our childhood. My mother, for some reason, had a different recollection of the facts. So we straightened around on a couple of things. It was a great conversation. Anyway, where was I?
Bob Frare has been working as a consultant and speaker for over 3 decades, helping build organizations that result in increased sales. As a best-selling author, Bob's experience and guidance has transformed the sales teams of an impressive list of renowned companies. Bob's advanced speaking skills let audiences take away practical, usable ideas that increase their effectiveness right away.
Over the years, while working with hundreds of sales organizations in a consulting role, we've learned that there are really 7 essentials that sales managers and sales leadership need to put in place and to stimulate and to foster in order to create and maintain a high-performing sales organization. One of the essentials, and some would say the most important one, is talent acquisition. How do you measure the drives and motives in salespeople that will ensure that they will become your high performers? We use the predictive index as a way to measure those drives so that when we place someone in a job or promote them into a job in a sales capacity, they will do their very, very best.
And we looked at it, and I asked him, and we graphed what of those drives does he need in order for his salespeople to be effective. So look at this. You don't have to worry about reading this, but let me tell you what it is. High level of relationship building, a moderate amount of authority, a high urgency, and a pretty good amount of formality or attention to detail. And that was the ideal salesperson that he thinks would work best in his company. So we looked at his best salesperson. This is a graph of his best salesperson. Now watch this. So we took the 2 of them and we combined them together. So I took both graphs and put them on top of it. You see this? This is what you call very cool. Because I said to him, what you think that is best needed in your company to be effective in sales, your best salesperson nails. This is the kind of stuff we have.
Another essential that we work with our clients on is collaborative sales planning. How do you get your people to be prepared for the opportunities that they're facing? Sales planning is essential for people to be ready, prepared to do their very, very best when they get into those situations.
When you're going to see a new customer, when you have an appointment, let's say, or they're coming to you and you're going to meet with them, let's say you're going to them, you're going to go meet with a client. How much time do you spend preparing for that call? It's called pre-planning, right? What do you want to say? What do you know about them, if anything? I have an accounting company they're a regional accounting firm, and they said to me, Bob, we go and make proposals that are worth a lot of money. He said, you know how we were talking about how they plan. They said they plan on their cell phone, driving to the meeting in different cars that are talking to each other, planning. He said, we must stop this. So we devised a planning methodology that they would physically get together and plan for important events. Usually not done thorough enough.
Another essential that we work with our sales management clients on is strategic large account management. How do you help your people to identify the very top important priorities in terms of opportunities that they should be spending most of their time on? When you do this well, you can help people to function at the highest level. Another area that we counsel our sales management clients on is product education and sales training. In the sales training area, it's essential that you establish a sales process that people can follow and implement when they're in front of your clients and customers. Within this sales process are typically 40 skills or more that salespeople need to master in order to be competitive and produce high sales results.
If you were selling and I walked in and sat down in the middle of a conversation you have with a customer, prospect, could I tell what step you were in? How long would it take? You could do it too. If you walked into one of my sales and I'm sitting with a client, you walked in and sat down in the middle of it, could you figure out where I am? How long would it take? A couple of seconds, right? Here's how you know. Here's the observational piece that we want to do, whether it be observing ourselves or observing somebody else, right? That we want to think about where the salesperson is and where the client or customer is in terms of who's talking or who's listening.
Contact Bob for an analysis on how your company can improve sales effectiveness.